What's going on YouTube? I'm Evan, this is Marksman Trading, and welcome to this day trade recap. Today is February 6th, and it's a small red day in both the prop firm and the stock account. We're down $22.50. We took one short on the MES this morning, and then we're down about like $9, 71 cents shorting Meta today. So yeah, it was a decent day. I was right on both trades, to be honest. I just had bad execution of them. Like I said in the past videos, I'm still trying to get used to scaling in, scaling out of trades. And that also includes managing your stop losses, when to raise them, when to keep them, which levels to raise them to. And so I'm still struggling with that a lot. And today, honestly, that was the whole reason why I lost in these trades. I was right on the thesis, right? Both trades, I was looking for a higher low for it to move higher, and both times they did. But I stopped out right before the move happened, just barely, just like literally by like a few cents or like a point or two or something like that on the ES. So yeah, let's get into the recap. So here's ES, and I took one contract on the MES as a starter at 10:09. I got filled at 4961.5, so about right there. With my stop loss down here at like 4957 point. Actually no, just about 4957. And unfortunately, we ended up getting stopped out here down here at 10:14 at 4957. So I was looking at this chart, and I saw we were definitely respecting this demand zone pretty well. I think that's based off of the 15-minute or hourly. Let me show you guys. We have the hourly chart right here. Yeah, so look at this hourly chart. You can see, touches over here, respects it here, taps it there, right here as well. So that was our key level. That and previous day's close as well. So actually I was trading off previous day's close, but in conjunction with this demand zone. Secondly, we had the demand line form on the 1 minute. We also had it on the 2 minute. That was, yeah, I guess it was straight when I entered there as well. It was forming on the 5 minute, just barely. So we had our edge there, right? And so I longed after this green engulfing candle. After these bottoming tails were holding previous day's close, and my initial instinct was to put the starter stop loss to the low of day, because that's what I learned in the past few days is starters should be given the widest stops to give myself the biggest chance for the trade to work. And I looked at it and I was like, oh, you know what? Even if I take one MES contract all the way from here, all the way down and stop out down here, that's going to be a bit more than a starter loss. I don't want to do that. For me, I thought I was doing the right thing because I don't want to, with risk management, because I don't want to take that big of a loss in just a starter. And so instead, I had my stop loss right below previous day's close, because I was pulling it to hold previous day's close. And so I put it like kind of a couple points below at 4957. Kind of, around this tail right here, these kind of bottoms right here. I'm hoping that even if we kind of do give up previous day's close, it might move down and then work right back up and hold it. And unfortunately, it moved down, barely stopped me out, even with my lower stop loss, and then moved higher. And as you can see, we never even hit the low of day again since I entered that trade. And so if I would have just kept to that original stop loss for that starter, all the way down here at like 4954.25 with my starter size, we never would have gotten stopped out, and it would have been like a 1 hour trade. I could have scaled in, as it's kind of holding this level down here. I'm still getting used to that, but that was my thesis. Even with this trade, I was looking for it to hold previous days close, so I could have even scaled in here and just kind of rode these pops up. Like even when it closed above it at 1016 reclaimed it, I could have scaled in up there and try to cover into these pops, raise my stop loss or something like that. But yeah, unfortunately, it didn't work. So yeah, that's just what I got to do better next time. When it comes to raising stops and just setting proper stop losses for starter trades. All right, next we have Meta, and Meta is actually a similar situation as the ES. I was right on it, but took a loss on it. And so Meta kind of chopped around in the morning and then flushed straight down into this demand zone, consolidated for a while. And so my thesis was, I was looking at the daily chart, right? And Meta gapped up pretty high, but I'm like, this is still a pretty strong stock. I think they announced like $50 billion in buybacks for their stock. So, I wasn't really expecting it to fall today. The market was kind of holding on. What time was that? 10:37. Let's see. So this is the NQ. The market was consolidating around this time, right? And so I'm figuring this stock is consolidating at a key level. And then after this candle right here, I was like, okay, that's like confirmation that it's going to move higher. So I'm going to go long. And so actually it took full risk from my entry to low of day. So I took 4 shares there. And I was hoping, here, show trades is not working right now. Let's see if we can get that to work. There we go. So yeah, four shares at 455.80. Stop loss all the way down here at 452.99. And so I was looking for 1R just to move back up to previous day's close and previous day's low, which it gave. But I was hoping, you know, if it comes back down, I can scale in some more on another higher low and then raise my stop loss. And that's what I did. It came back down. We had some nice bottoming tails right here. It kind of reclaimed this 455.20 level. And then I got in after this flush candle got soaked back up. Bottoming tail. So I got in 8 more shares at 455.42. I think my average was like 54 maybe, or a little lower than that, 40 something. And so I raised my stop loss because I was still risking full size to the low of this these bottoming tails at 70. And as you can see, we're in this trade from 10:36 all the way till 11:13, where we got stopped out, full size, but it barely stopped us out. That candle made a low of 44.57. And then it did exactly what I was looking for. And when I was in this trade, I was looking at it, and I saw it rejecting the 5-minute 9 EMA. As you can see, it kept rejecting it all the way down. So it was definitely basing out this demand zone, but it just did not want to get over this 9 EMA no matter what. And so I was thinking, this is going to flush one more time, just barely stop me out, then ramp right back up, soak that flush, and do what I thought it would do. And that's exactly what happened. Yeah, it just barely stopped me out, soaked that flush, higher low, and ramped right back up. Kind of broke out of that downwards trend line from the morning. So yeah. So what I could have done better with this trade is either one, just not scale in, because is that really confirmation where I got in? Honestly, it's just kind of ranging around, consolidating. So why would I try to take a higher low when it's just consolidating in a range? So that's one thing. Maybe I shouldn't have just scaled in yet, because even if it would have kept the original size from the original entry, it still would have been a 1-hour trade making $10 all the way up here, even with that original stop loss. So secondly, maybe I should have still kept, I could have maybe still scaled in, right? But had a less obvious stop loss. So maybe I could have moved it down, like my mentor was saying, down towards like below like the most recent, or like the next current, like half or whole dollar level. So we stopped out at like 454.70, but maybe I should have moved it down to like 454 like 50s. So maybe like right below the 50 level. So like 454 like 46. Just like make it less obvious where my stop loss is to the rest of the market, so I don't, you know, get tagged in something like that. So maybe I can size in according to that next time. That, or even, yeah, just wait to scale in, maybe until it closes above 90 EMA in the 5-minute. As you can see, we had the green 1-minute demand line, 2-minute demand line, 5-minute demand line, 15-minute demand line. We had like a lot of, you know, things working in our favor here, and we were right in the trade. You know, it went to the level we were looking at, and that was almost like 2R if I would have, you know, if it never would have stopped me out with that second stop loss up here. That would have been about 2R trade. So yeah, I think I just need to, you know, really work on my stop losses. My mentor is telling me just review my trades from the past couple months and just see where or why I was, you know, losing on the trades that I lost on, and to see if I still had the right idea, but just a bad execution of it. So was I just stopping out just because I had like too tight of a stop loss for it to only go in my favor, like just barely wicking me out, or was I actually wrong in the trade? So I'm going to do that later this evening. I'm going to go over, you know, all the trades I took this past month and see where I stopped out, see if it really is a stop loss issue, because I know in the past when I was practicing scaling in, I did have a hard time with stops. You know, I would try to scale in and raise my stop loss, and I would just barely get wicked out. So this has been a problem in the past. So yeah, I'm just gonna review the past month and just see, even when I was doing one-shot trades, if this was still an issue. And it's something I definitely need to address and fix, because as traders, we need to not just learn what we're doing wrong, but fix what we're doing wrong, because you know, we're just gonna spin our wheels if we don't. So anyways, that's it. I think that's just about everything I wanted to cover today. Oh, another thought too, and this was just a thought. I don't know if I'm gonna actually do it. I was thinking, there's this ATR indicator. My friend LMD, check out his channel, Living My Dream Trading. He made this indicator for the ATR per each 1 minute candle. And so the average ATR down here, when I wanted to scale in, was, what was it? 0.70? Yeah, so the average candle was about 0.70 or 70 cents long. And so if I would have taken the ATR and put it to the low of where I wanted to stop out, so like 454.70, and just 70 cents less, 454, so it would be like down here. That way, you know, if there's one more candle that wants to stop me out, on average it probably won't if I put it to the low of that. And so that would have worked, actually. That would have worked right there. And so I'm thinking about maybe trying that too. You know, just something I noticed. Secondly, I was also looking at a trailing stop if I did, you know, take this to the upside. Look, I could have definitely, you know, even taken it until it closed below the 9 EMA in the 1 minute. So just, you know, also just looking at other things too, exit strategies that I want to possibly look into as well. You know, I could take it to target or just ride the 9 EMA until it closes below it. But yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe. You know, it's definitely a learning process, but we're getting there. We've definitely had our fair share of red days this past month, but try not to let that, you know, try not to focus on that too much, right? Just trying to focus on the process. I'm learning a ton. You know, I really believe that the scaling thing is going to work well. But yeah, you know, I hope you guys had a great trading day today. You know, leave any comments or questions below, and I will do my best to get back to you. And thanks for watching the video. I'll catch you next one. God bless.